That's some different, isn't it?
Right, fire away. Well, welcome to a new UPbuild garage video on our classic Jag 1978 XJ6. And so in this video we're going to be carrying on work on it, and we're going to be working on the back suspension. We're going to have a bit of a break from the cooling side of things because we've got quite a bit to talk about on that and what we found out. But yeah, so we're going to work on the suspension on the back, strip all the rear unit out of it, and have a good going over, I think.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, I think. Well, let's get the work gear on. Let's get cracking on it.
Brilliant.
Come on.
Right then, well, so we've got the car jacked up here behind us. What we're going to do now is we're going to drop all the rear IRS, independent rear suspension unit, out. And the reason for that is all the back brakes are all seized on, so moving it about is quite tricky. So what we're going to do is get the back suspension unit out so we can get to the brakes. The brakes are all inboard, so if you know Jags, a lot of early Jags are like that. So what I'm going to do is just go around and show you where the suspension unit is all tied into the car, so what we need to undo. There's 4 bolts on either side on the mounts, and then there's the braking system, handbrake. There's only one brake pipe runs the whole length of the car, and it runs into the centre of the rear subframe, which is for the brakes where they're inboard. Anyway, so I'll show you around those what need uncoupling, and then we'll get the whole unit dropped out the back of the car and then get it on the bench so we can see what we're doing. Easy to work on, then we can free off all the rear brakes and get that done.
He's going to take you up now to where Mark is. He's lying underneath the car now, and he's going to show you what we're going to do and take the whole suspension out the back end now. He'll show you all the different points.
Close up, I'll get you close up.
Close up.
So obviously that's the whole sort of unit, and then up here we've got a mount, mount that side, a mount that side. So there's 4 bolts, 2 there, 2 there. They run through the chassis of the car, and then what I have already taken off is, let's get you underneath. So there's the brake pipe I mentioned. This is that coupling there which comes off. We'll take it off here, and then that's the flexi running back up into the subframe. Also taken off the handbrake mechanism. So in the centre of the camera, it just runs through this side. That's the lever for the rear handbrake. Kind of see when my hand pushes over. That's your handbrake mechanism. So we've pulled the cable out of there. There's one that side. You've got the diff right in front of the camera here. Obviously the diff's to uncouple as well. And then on this side, the same again. That's the brake pipe running through when you leave that on. So yeah, handbrake runs through again. Again there you can see that lever just in the centre of the camera. That's your handbrake cable, which we've taken out already. And apart from the drive shaft, 4 bolts there, there's just, I believe, the rear trailing arms. There's actually the axle stand sitting on that one. So obviously we'll have to move the axle stand a bit further forward so we can get that bolt out where the axle stand's sitting on. And we've got the same on the other side. That's a bit more closer. Closer look. Bolt there, so them two, that'll relieve the 2 rear control arms, or whatever they're called. Oh, the other thing is what I have got, come back out the sky. I have the exhaust to take off. So sorry about the shaky camera angles, but yeah, so we'll uncouple the exhaust there and there, just inside. You can see the 2, and that whole rear unit should just drop out. The whole back rear suspension unit should drop out all in one go, and that way they'll be able to get into service the brakes. I think at this point what we're going to do is just get the thing out, get the brakes freed off, get it back in again, and then once we've done that, then we'll just put it back in again, and then makes the car a bit more mobile. So crack on and get that done. Right then, little update. So we're just about there. We're getting all the bits taken off the car, we said, exhaust, prop shaft, brake pipes. We just need the 2 mounts on either side to do take off, but the 2 control arms where they fit on the front of the car, and those are always a bit of a tricky place to get off. So I'm just going to show how we've done it, just a handy tip if you're doing this on your Jaguar, if you're doing it on a car that's similar. So I'll take you down to where we're at, just in the bottom here. So basically the trailing arm sits up inside of that there, inside of that little area there, and to knock these off, there's a bolt goes in the bottom of that bracket. Actually that one's been well done, needs putting on properly, but they push onto this nub on the body of the car, and it's really tricky getting them off because you've got the rubber between here, so when you're banging on this you don't really get any shock. So what we've done is we've used the pry bar and just basically put the pry bar in the back in there and just pry them off. Used a bit of timber above the pry bar to just pry them off. But as you can see where that one goes on, they're not quite on straight, they're at a bit of an angle. So we've got the pry bar at the front which sort of straightened it up to take it off, and they popped off no bother. The other thing is what we did with the pry bar, you haven't got much to get a hold of on these bars. I'll try and get a closer shot of it, maybe it's on the camera here, but the metal ring on the front, get the light on there, there's a metal ring on the front, and basically trying to get the pry bar on the edge of that metal ring to pop it off, you need a really good flat edge on your pry bar, so that's what we're doing, just grinding a nice flat edge on the pry bar. Get the camera in focus for. Because yeah, there's a nice flat edge on the pry bar, so when it's in there, prying it off, you get a nice bit of leverage on that. Anyway, that's how we got that off. It's a tricky one to get off, that makes sense. We can see how obviously it was on a bit of an angle, so pry it from the nearest the front of the car to get it off. It came off no problem. There we go. Anyway, now we've got, let's jump back up. Right, now we've got just these 4 bolts on this side holding the mount, and the same on the other side. And then 4 bolts there left to take off, and then the same on the other side. And that's us. Hopefully we can drop that thing down then. Drop the whole rear suspension out. Can you manage?
I'll manage.
Oh, you look really fan-bleeding-tastic. That's a bit of a nuisance, that one. Let's try again. One out. Straight up. Right then, so we've just left the two top bolts in on both brackets, as you can see, just to hold the subframe in, just while we're underneath it. And then I'll take them out now, put the jack on and take them out now.
Just drop that little bit.
Yeah.
That's good, that.
There we go. That's all the bolts out. So it's moving there now. So we'll let that down on the jack now. Let it down off the jack, and then we'll pull it out. Hopefully we've got the car high enough. We might have to move the car a bit higher, but there we go. You okay?
Yeah, it's going alright. It looks alright, yeah, it's fine. That's it right down there now, is it? That's right. Now tip forward. Right now.
Yeah, that's right down now, does it?
Shall I try and pull it out?
Just a second, get ourselves braced and that. Let's have a look round it.
There's nothing.
There we go, right.
Camera around it.
So we've got it all the way down there, so I'm just going to show you around it where that jack's got it. Oh. There we go, so Dad's at the other side there, just steadying it where he was. So you see we need to lift the car a little bit higher because we don't think we can quite clear the car there to take it out the back. So what we'll do is we'll just lift the car up a bit, but we've got our jack underneath here, so we'll figure it out and we'll get it pulled out.
There might just be enough room there to get it out, I think.
You think so?
I think there could be. There's only the exhaust at the on side might be lifting up when we're dragging it out.
Yeah.
And apart from that, it looks like it's clear. Try there. You alright? There's exhaust at this side's alright.
Okay.
Go on a bit more. Go on. You're missing this one. Oh, there are your lights now with the road.
Alright. Tip over that. Oh, she's out. Oh, dear me. What do you reckon, Dad?
Brilliant, brilliant. He's out now. But you get a spun around now and drag it into there.
Oh, yeah. Quite the beast of a unit, like.
It is. It is when you get it out, mine.
Big chunk.
It certainly is. She's so.
And that's what we've got it out for those brakes.
These here. This lot here is all seized in the back of here is all seized. It's a good, we couldn't have done it any other way. It's well and truly seized.
So we'll clean it all up now and get it freed off, and new pads or as much as we need just for temporarily so we can get it kind of set up back on the road. We're going to rebuild it eventually, but right now we just want to get it serviceable. See where we're at. We'll probably drop the diff oil, change the diff oil when we've got it out, and make a list of parts we need, make sort of like all the bits so we can get everything kind of prepared for the next time we take it out, and we probably will strip the thing down completely. But we want to get the car on the road and try it. Right, anyway, let's crack on and get that in the garage and get it looked over. That's good, then.
He's in.
Ooh.
Right then, so, oops. Right then, so we'll just busy trying to take the bleed nipples out. This one's snapped in. Can't be helped, it happens. So just cleaned it off. And just thinned a nut down. What we do is just weld a nut on the top, like that, and then see if we can get it out then. Right then, so a little bit of an update here. So we're getting the pads out, taking the pads out, so they were absolutely seized in. You can see the state of the cylinders, quite crusty. So we'll clean them up as best we can, get everything nicely cleaned up and try and free the pistons off a little bit. And then that bleed nipple we've got it freed off, that one, so that's free. And then this side I've seen welded a nut on, try and get that one off. The nut snapped off, so what I've done is I've just put a washer on first, so it slid over the piece that was left sticking up from the old bleed nipple, and then I could weld around the inside of the washer, and then I sat the nut on top of that and welded that on, tacked it on the side there a little bit and filled the centre up. There's just enough to get a spanner on there, and we'll try and get that off again. So what we'll do is my dad will put the punch on the top of it and just knock it as I'm using the spanner to try and free it, just to give it a bit of a shock, and that might come away. And then I think other than that, that's it for now. So we can see the wheels, we'll turn the wheel now, it's nice and free. It certainly wasn't free before. That's good. So anyway, get things cleaned off a little bit. Try them pistons, Good job.
Yeah, that's a good job sorted anyway up to now.
Right.
Right.
Oh, that's a weird. Yeah, that's it. Great. Fantastic. At that, but then this pin, there's hardly any gap to get into it. I'm just looking to see how it looks when I put it this way. I'm just testing it. Because you're looking at that, there's no space to get that pin in there. You're servicing them. It's going to be a lot easier for getting into that pin. It's not going to go anywhere. It can't slide out.
No.
It can't slide out.
No.
Right then, okay, so we're just freeing the pistons off, and they're absolutely seized solid, which I'm going to show you now. We've managed to get them away. We have actually managed to get them freed off. And how we did that was we took the little rubber boots off, held them with a little spring, and then what we've done is we've getting heat into them. It's the only way of actually getting them freed off. We've got a big pair of grips, which I generally use. Those ones there, the pump grips. And what we've done is we managed to just open them up and get them wrapped around the piston inside, and to spin the piston, just to spin it, pull it round, which it does move now. But at first, no matter how much grip I got on, we couldn't get them free. So we had to put a lot of heat on them with the heat gun, the blowtorch, and so we've got them freed off now. And what we've done is we've just used the air line to get the pressure inside of the lead nipple to get the pistons working backwards and forwards. Obviously it's not on the car, so we can't use the foot pedal to push the pistons in and out to free them off. So I'm going to pop the pad in one side and show you that. Pop that pad in that side, and you can see how corroded and rusted them and pistons are. We'll have to replace them, get a new rebuild kit. But I'll put that one in there. That piston can't push all the way out. The other two pads are in, so those pistons won't push out. And so what I'm going to do is just pop the screwdriver in that piston, and my dad will put the air line in the top there and just put the pressure through to blow the piston out. You can see, fire it away like that. That's it. Let that piston out a little bit more, Dad. There we go. So I can just push it back in there now.
Yeah.
Again, yeah. And just work it backwards and forwards like that. That'll do. That's great. So that one works now. That'll do that. That'll do that.
Yeah.
So we know them pistons are working, and we've put some WD-40 on, got them freed up nice with WD-40, and put a little bit of anti-seize grease on as well, and then put the rubber boots back on. That's them working. Obviously we're going to come back to it. We just want to get them working so that they're on the car and we can get the car moving around easier. There we go. So that's where we're up to right now. We'll get it cleaned up now and then work on getting it put back together and get it back in the car, and then have a look at the front brakes. A bit further maybe? Do.
Yeah, whenever you're ready, Eddie.
One, two, three. Okay, hang on. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
That's some more your way now. Drag to that way a bit. If you pull on the other one, it'll pull it back over. Go far off. Can't be far away now.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hold on a second. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Right.
We've got it in the front axle. Just jack it up with that.
Take her up now, watch it up.
And you watch it. I'll take it up now.
Yeah, just take it up.
Just say stop when I've got to stop. Right, it's coming up now.
One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Hang on a second.
What, a bit more?
Yeah. Hang on a second. Lead it forward again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 1.
That's it. This bolt holds nail of spot on.
Right, fire away, jack that up, Dad.
I'll just take it
Take it steady, aye.
Okay,
Yeah, you're alright,
okay, still.
Hold on there. Right then, there we go. We're all back in with the subframe now. Rear suspension unit all back in again. So I think we left you off where we're just trying to line the holes up. We've got them back in. There's the four bolts back in this side, and then the 4 in that side as well. It's tricky because when it's on the jack and you pushed it up, it's hard to describe exactly what's happened, but obviously when you bring it up, if you get one side in, the weight of the jack's got it nipped at that side, so it just needs the rubbers just to release a little bit to send it back to get them to in at the back. But so we'll just let the weight off the jack to do that. Just had it nipped at the front, but we've got that now, and it's all tied in at the bottom. We've got the front control logs in. I'll show you underneath now, see what it looks like under there. Stick my head torch on. We'll head under, have a look. handbrake cable back in. Handbrake cable in. You see the other side, but it's in there. I'll go through that side and in that side, and then see nice new, well, service brakes. I don't know about new, but and then the exhaust's back over the top again. Clamps on back over the top. Down here, attached to the back exhaust. Same on the other side. Back in again. And prop shaft bolted back up again. I think that's about it, really, wasn't it? Brake pipes. Brake pipe on that side, which it's in there anyway. So there we go anyway, all back together. Not too bad a job, to be perfectly honest with you. Back out to here. Oh, there we go. Oh. Shaky, shaky. Put that back off. Take it off anyway. There we go. So, not too bad a job, was it?
It wasn't too bad when she got it.
Took about, I think, 2 days. We probably spent slightly longer on it because we had a few niggles trying to get things apart. With it, probably hasn't been out forever in its life, probably. But I think it'll probably take 2 days.
I think she was well seized though. It took 2 days like
anyway, so now we're going to drop it down off the jacks, check the handbrake, see what the handbrake's like, and then hopefully it'll be easy to roll it around and then move on to the next bit. So I think the next bit's going to be
front brakes to do, like, yeah.
Front brakes, yeah. We'll do the front brakes. The reason why we're doing this for is because we want to get it so it's easy to manoeuvre it, push it about, because there's a nasty rattle on the engine. We don't really want to run it anymore without checking to see what it is.
Yeah, yeah. I know it's too bad, but
well, we don't know. It could be bad.
We don't know until we get it.
It could be horrendous.
We get into it and see what it is.
Yeah, exactly. We think it probably is on the front end of the engine. We think it could be something to do with the timing chain. So,
or something like that.
Well, I don't think it could be the tensioner, but probably more than likely, I think it's guides, worn guides. I think, and it's causing the chain to rattle a little bit. But it sounds pretty drastic. Either that, or there is something else in the top with the cam covers underneath, under the cam followers, where they sit in. There's a little sleeve that can move. We'll show you that anyway. That'll be coming up next. Anyway, let's crack on and get it back on the floor.
Right, well that's it. The car stops now. Just throw the overalls off. Got the glad rags on now.
Just a bit. That's enough for now. Yeah. That was an interesting job. That stripping all that back suspension out. So, I think we said you could do it in a couple of days. But I mean, people who've done it before do it a heck of a lot faster than that. Obviously, just we're doing it for the first time. If you do it for the first time, a couple of days, like I say, to do it, and working on your drive or something like that. We're not working in a garage with a lift and all that, which you could do it a lot faster. Because some people out there will be saying, "Oh, I can do that in an afternoon." Well, fair enough, you probably can. You've done it half a dozen times. Or you're in your garage with your lift. Anyway, that's good. That's great. We've done a good job there. I think that's
done a brilliant job.
Another
brilliant job, yeah.
Getting closer to getting out on the road, which is exciting. So I suppose the next bit is what you want to know is what's coming up next. What we're going to do next. So I think we've decided we're going to get I've ordered the timing chain tool to tension the timing chain up. So we're just waiting on that coming to get the cam covers off. We'll get that tension up, we'll inspect the inside, see how it looks inside the top half of the engine, we'll check the tappet clearance when we're on, we'll do that as well, and then just give it a sort of go over and check, see how it looks. Water pump as well. A lot of you have mentioned about the water pump, and I think that's a good idea. We'll get the water pump looked at.
New water pump anyway.
Definitely get that looked at. We don't forget that in the next, but definitely that's something we're going to try and get done. I suppose we'll talk about getting it on the road, which is we're desperate to get on the road. I know you'll be desperate to see how it goes on the road. So
yeah, we're all desperate to see that.
Absolutely. I think the other thing to get into there, we need to get the air cleaner on it. So we've got the air box. We've got a couple of bits that we're missing for the carbs, which we're waiting on. I've actually found them, so we're waiting them delivered. Just the extensions on the front of the carbs, and then get the air box on, the air cleaner on. We're going to refurbish that, clean it up, put it back on. Yeah, I think that's probably it. But we'll get to them in the next episode. Those few little bits and pieces and whatever else comes up, and we'll get back to the overheating side of things. See if we can work out why it's pressurised. We've got some ideas about that. I think we're convinced it's more a circulating issue. Obviously, a lot of people have mentioned.
I think
But,
so.
so yeah, more to come on that. More to come on that. But anyway, we thought we'd have a bit of a different view in this one, as it is. Oh, yeah.
Marvellously.
So we just leave that in the film.
Just leave that in the film,
Oh, it's past his curfew. Anyway, there we go. Yeah, so as I was saying, we're having a little bit different scenery in our background here. So while we're here, we thought we might mention about the Mini. Loads of questions about where is it at, what's happening with it, is it coming back? Yeah, well it is coming back, and here it is. Don't worry, it's still here. But yeah, so if you haven't seen the Mini, take a look at that. It's a lot of work on it. It's a heck of a lot of fabrication. We're building the classic Mark 1 Mini. So, but those who are following us on the Mini, it's coming back. Don't worry, we'll get back. We're not going to give you a time, but we're hoping to get back to it very early on in this year. Yeah, so
yeah,
we'll get back to this as well. We've got quite a lot to do to it. It's all bodywork side next bit, so we're going to be working our way through that. But yeah, the comments. I think the other thing that came up quite a lot is the registration. Yeah, the registration on the car. The one the car came with wasn't our registration. That was to take off the car. So that went back to the previous owner. So the registration that you see on it with the dark plates, that's the registration that belongs to the car. The dark plates are on. That's the registration of the car. So, and obviously comments. Yeah, keep the comments coming.
yeah. All the comments are brilliant.
We love them.
We've been going to all the comments. And
really helpful.
Brilliant that
Yeah.
we've had though.
Really helpful.
Yeah, it's been really helpful. But
So yeah, the comments are great. They're absolutely fantastic. We love them. And keep the comments coming with all them really handy suggestions. It helps us out loads. And all the suggestions be good, aren't they?
they're brilliant.
Aye.
Absolutely
Aye.
fantastic. Like the
Well, it's just giving us things to check, things
Yeah.
to try, things different. Obviously, we've kind of got some good ideas ourselves, and also my dad's been, working on Jags for years, so you know what you're doing with
Yeah.
most of stuff. But and the other thing is, don't forget we've got a Patreon account, so take a look at our Patreon account and keep an eye on it. There's lots of new things going on there, little bits of updates behind the scenes. So appreciate your support on that. For a couple of quid, you can get to see our videos a bit early, and then also keep an eye on all the little behind the scenes things that are happening. Maybe little bits of updates on this, and also on the MX-5, and we'll have a bit of a garage extension which we're working on, other little bits and pieces which we'll put on there. So like I say, really appreciate your support on there if you can. It's great. Take a look on our page, and I'll put it in the link in the description of the video. Yeah.
good. Yeah, that's brilliant. So keep the button pressed.
Yeah.
The thumb up button.
Yeah, that's really helpful.
Lovely. Brilliant.
Yeah.
You've been doing well on it.
Keep pressing the thumbs up and subscribe.
That's it.
Subscribe if you haven't already. Really appreciate
Yeah.
you subscribe. Yeah, it helps us out a lot. But anyway,
Fantastic.
yes, that's it. We're going to go and have ourselves a beer. So
I think it's about time we went for a beer.
that's it. Take care, everyone. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye now.